Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I decided it'd be a fun thing to do if I turned this day into a reading day, because recently I've been prioritizing writing, like whenever I had free time it'd be either writing or watching TV. So I think now we're just gonna spend the day doing some reading, and I thought it'd be even more fun to read two books from Authortube, from authors on Authortube. And so the books I selected to read are Geraldine's Alley by Becca C Smith. I've wanted to read this book since I saw her like fast publishing video. Basically the one where she writes this book in like 21 days and has this book ready to be published in 90 days, and since I've heard things about it, I really wanted to read it. And the other book I'm hoping to read as well is another book I've really wanted to read since I saw this author talk about it, and it is Pistol Daisy by Natalia Leigh, and I'll have her channel linked below because she talks about this quite a bit. It's not just like one video. I'm not going to spoil anything about these books, but I will be reading them today. Since I really want to read this one, I also really want to read this one, but this one's calling to me, so we're going to start with reading this one first. I moved over to my bed. It is really nice and warm. Well, not warm. It looks warm outside. It's really sunny. And so I just want to be close to the natural light. My writing corner is pretty dim and dark, so I moved here. I have Geraldine's Alley right here, and I'm going to read the first chapter, then I'll come back with any thoughts or anything I want to say. And yeah, I'm just going to read now. So I read the first chapter and I really liked it. It set this world up so well. Geraldine's interests were introduced in the first chapter, along with who she's living in and her job, and I really like it so far. And also it started off with like one of the main parts of the plot. It was mentioned in her video, and that's like story, characters coming and all that, and the first character that Geraldine talks to was mentioned at the end of the chapter. So it's pretty fun watching it. At first I was like, hold on, is this normal? And then it was explained and I was like, right, I understand. I'm actually have like something to do now, having to go out and do some errands. But as soon as I get back, I'm going to read some more because, wow, I'm already really enjoying this story. So I'm back and now I'm going to do some more reading, chapter 2. I think I'm going to read for quite a while and then come back, just because there are quite a bit of chapters. There are 20 chapters, and if I came back every time I finished the chapter, it'd be a little bit tedious. So yeah, I'm going to read for a little bit and then come back and let you guys know if anything interesting happens. So it's been a little bit and I am now on chapter 4. I really like the writing style in this book. It's not quite like I've ever seen before, and the end of chapter 3, you got me. You got me. I was reading it and I was like, what? And then yeah, we were brought back to reality. And I also love finishing a chapter because then I get to see a new chapter heading, and these chapter headings are absolutely gorgeous. I'm just gonna read chapter 4 now because I'm super into the story and I just can't help but read. In a little bit I will move to my writing corner and read over there for a little bit, maybe put on some music, because right now, for one of the first times, I'm reading in silence. That's all I wanted to pop in, just because the end of chapter 3 really got me and I needed to talk about it. But yeah, I'm just gonna carry on reading chapter 4 and just continue with this really interesting and intriguing story. Dark already, which, wow, where has the time gone? And I am currently on chapter 7 and a page away from chapter 8. It's pretty good, I think, so far. However, I do find myself confused a little bit by this writing style, but then because I've seen it happen before, I'm like, oh, this is probably not real. You know, you wouldn't just have this massive scene out of nowhere. I normally am right. And I'm currently reading this page right here, and I think I'm going to read until chapter 8 and then take a little bit of a break and then come back to it. And I think I'm going to actually carry on reading over here because I'm not distracted by anything like the TV or my phone because I'm filming or anything like that, so I can just read. I'm gonna carry on reading about Geraldine's Alley. The next day, if you can't tell, and something that I didn't talk about yesterday because my phone was dead, but I still decided to keep reading. I finished the book. This entire book, I managed to finish it yesterday. I rated it on Goodreads. My review has spoilers, so I can't really show it up. But if you are interested to see the review, I'll have my Goodreads linked down below, and more specifically I'll also have the link to this review if you've already read it and are interested in seeing. If not, you can just have a look at my star rating because my review is a little bit spoilery because there's some stuff I wanted to talk about that happened. Now that that book is read, I'm going to be reading Pistol Daisy. From the clips you might have seen before this, you can see that I already started reading the first page when I was downstairs, but I didn't really get to do much, mostly because I was focusing on my bullet journal and some outlining. But now that both of those are pretty much at a place I'm happy with, not done, but done enough, I'm going to start reading Pistol Daisy. Just from the first page that I read, oh my gosh, we're already jumping into something interesting and fun, and I already get a grasp of Daisy's character, and I really like where we're going with this story. So I'm going to read more, probably the first chapter like I did last time, and then come back. I'm really looking forward to it. The chapter headings in this are absolutely gorgeous, and the cover is gorgeous as well. But yeah, I'm going to read now. I'm really excited to get into this, so that's what I'll do. It is a lot later in the day. I am now on chapter 7 and we're really getting into the story, so I'm super interested. There are 21 chapters, so I'm like approaching the halfway point. And I really like this story so far. There's a lot set up, a lot of questions I'm looking to see the answers for, and I really like the main character, Daisy. I was mostly reading off camera because I was doing a few errands, I was cooking, I spent some time with my family downstairs, so you know, I didn't really film that stuff. However, I am here now and I'm going to read for the remainder of time that I have left. The only thing is, instead of like yesterday where I had the whole day to just read, I do have a couple of things I need to do today. But you know, I'm still hoping I can finish the book. It is a pretty short book. It's got 140 pages and I'm on page 40 right now. So I'm like 100 words away from finishing the book. I think right now what I'm going to do is quickly do a few things that I needed to finish up, and then when I'm ready to return back to reading, I will return and talk about that more, or just read. Probably just read because I really want to read. So it's been a while since I picked up this book, mostly because I've been focusing on things like beta reading for other people, writing, revisions. I've just been doing more writing stuff more than reading stuff. However, today I decided to pick up Pistol Daisy once more, and I managed to read an entire chapter before coming to film this clip. So I am now on chapter 9 and I'm pretty sure there's 21 chapters, so I've got like 12 chapters to read and then I'm done with this book. I forgot where I left off, so when I was reading chapter 8 I remembered, and I remember the entire plot, and I'm quite interested in the part I left at. It is like the big mystery exploration scene with Daisy and then a bunch of other characters going on a mission to find someone. I don't really want to spoil too much for people who are interested in reading this book but haven't yet, so all I'm going to say is it's at a really interesting part and I'm super excited to carry on reading. I'm going to read for a few hours, stretched out for the entire day, so obviously not like in a row, because I do have a couple of other things to do today. However, I will do my best to be reading this, and I will do my best to keep you guys updated, because I do have a little bit of a tendency to forget to come back and film an update, meaning every time I come back I'm significantly ahead. Like with Geraldine's Alley, which I came back once I finished the book. But that's okay. It's fine, I'm here now. I'm just going to read a little bit more and then I might take a break to do some writing stuff, but when I'm back, I'll come back and film some more. So it's been some time and I actually didn't manage to get reading because I was having a little bit of technical trouble with my computer. So by the time I got to a point where I could actually start working on things, it already became pretty late, and I just wanted to get as much work as I could because tomorrow I actually have school, so I know I'm not going to be able to do anything for a while, and that is why I decided to do that. However, now that it's all sorted, I managed to do a few things. I even managed to outline up to chapter 15, which if you've been watching me for a while, you'll know how I'm writing the same chapter I'm outlining for the second book of my dystopian trilogy. So just being like a couple chapters ahead of where I'm writing is pretty cool. I'm here to update and say that I'm now getting to read Pistol Daisy. I was going to read earlier, but just things. I'm planning on reading some tonight and perhaps now. It's really a shame that I can't just sit down and start reading because I really do like the story. It's just things keep coming up, and as I normally do, I push reading off to the side and I prioritize writing, which I'm desperately trying to get out of, but that is the case for now, so this is not getting as much attention as it needs. But anyway, now that the update's done, I think I'm going to finish up things then read and hopefully get some more footage, because I feel like that's significantly lacking for Pistol Daisy right now. And hopefully I can read some tonight, so that tomorrow when I come to update you all in between classes, if I can, then I'll tell you all that I managed to read quite a bit. And as you can probably tell from my position in the book, which the smaller side is what I have read, the bigger side is what I haven't, you can tell I'm still like less than halfway through. So hopefully by tomorrow I can be like more than halfway through, if even close to finishing. That'll be great. I have a whole new love for Western fiction because of this book, and I've barely read much of it. Hopefully I can update you all soon, but that is the plan for now. Just finishing things up, getting ready for tomorrow, and then hopefully reading if I've got any spare time, which I'm hoping to have. It is now the next day and my classes are finished for now, so I decided to come back with a little bit of an update. So I managed to read up to chapter 15, which is page 105, and there's only 139 pages, meaning in like 34 pages I'm done with the book. And what I realised as I was reading these past like 50 pages is that this story is a little bit hard for me to understand, and it's not just because of the Western culture, because it is explained so well, the Western culture in this book, so I'm finding it pretty easy to keep up with this sort of style and this sort of history pretty well. But what I mean is, like, I understand it's a pretty short book, it's only 139 pages, and so there's a lot that is supposed to be happening in here, but it just feels so rushed. Out of nowhere a specific scene happened with Daisy, and then as quickly as that happened it was brushed over like nothing happened, and a bunch of characters are being introduced that I am a bit confused as to why they're introduced, and then they're not mentioned, and then they are mentioned again, and then they're not mentioned. So it feels kind of like whiplash. It could be because I'm skipping things when I'm reading, because sometimes when I read fast I skip a word or a little bit of a sentence. However, I do reread a couple of sentences if I don't understand them, and I still don't understand them. So it's making finishing this book pretty hard and pretty challenging. And I do enjoy the premise of this book, but I'm not really sure about the execution. I do think it's written well, but I don't know, I'm not sure that I'm enjoying this story as much as I wish I did. I only have 34 pages to read today, so I think I will be finishing with this book today, and if I do I'll come back with an update. If I don't, then I'll probably come back with an update on another day when I finally managed to complete this book. I've been reading this book on and off for quite a while, so finally finishing it will be a big accomplishment. And finishing this book will also mean I get to update Goodreads, which is quite exciting. I think for now I'm just going to take a break since I was reading a little bit this morning, and then perhaps I'll come back later to read some more. So this is the end of the video. I actually managed to finish reading this book yesterday, but I didn't come back to tell you all because I finished it late at night and I couldn't be bothered to film again. These two books are now completed and I enjoyed both of these quite well. I really enjoyed each premise and I loved learning about these worlds because they were all quite different from each other. Like, this one is more contemporary with makes you feel like it's fantasy but it's not, and then this one is Western historical fiction. So I really enjoyed reading these books, and I definitely recommend that if you love contemporary you buy this book, if you love historical fiction you buy this book, and if you're just generally looking for a good book to read, buy both of these, support these two authors. Thank you very much for watching this reading vlog. I don't tend to do many reading vlogs on this channel. I think I did 2 in the past, one of them being a beta reading vlog, mostly because, as I already mentioned in this video, whenever I have free time, I use it to spend time writing or watching TV. So reading isn't always the top thing on my priority list, but it was really nice spending this time reading different Authortube books. That's it from me for now. Hopefully I have a video out soon. And yeah, let me know what sort of books you like to read, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!